Okay, this is a video about collecting like terms within the branch of mathematics called algebra. Okay, what do we mean by a term? Well, anything basically with a letter or even a number on its own are terms. So here's some examples of terms. Okay, so some terms. We could have 2x, we could have 7 over x, we could have 3p, we could have minus 8y, we could have 5q squared, could have 10, could have minus 31, we could have x cubed, etc. So any one of those are terms. Basically anything with a letter or combination of letter and number, or number on its own, we call these constant terms, because 10 will always be 10 unless you add something to it. It can't change. Remember our rules of algebra. 2x could be any value because it depends on x, because x is a variable. So if you put x equal to 1, that'll be 2 times 1 would be 2. If x was 2, it would be 2 times 2 would be 4, and so on. So 2x could be anything. So it's not constant. But 10 is 10. And that's what it's called a constant term. Okay, so these, both these, are called constants because they are literally constant. So all of these are terms. What is a like term? Well, a like term has the same letters. Okay, like terms have the same letters or combination of letters and numbers. Okay, for example, x's can be collected with other x's. So 2x and the x, they can be collected together because they have the same letter. So it's a letter or combination of letters and numbers. So just because there's a 2 there and there's an invisible 1 there, doesn't matter. We can collect those together because they both have x. So those are like terms. Okay. Let's look at another example. 3y and 7y. They're like terms. 8x squared, 10x squared. They're like terms. 7 minus 4. They're like terms because they're just constants. Okay. So all these are examples of like terms. Another good example, we could have AB and BA. They are like terms. Just because they're the other way around doesn't make them different. Because if you think about it, what does AB mean? AB is A times B. Well, what's BA? BA is B times A. Well, if we thought of those as numbers, 1 times 2 is the same as 2 times 1. So its order doesn't matter with multiplying. So they are like terms and could be collected together. Okay, I'm just going to move this up. What about some examples that are not like terms? Okay. There's a good example here. These are not like terms. So x and x squared, not like terms. Okay, they are not like terms because that one's x and that's x squared. They are different. We say in different things. I say x squared. This means x times x, and this just means x. So if you put values instead of them, they would clearly be different, but you cannot collect those together. Another example, we might have y squared and y cubed. They're not like terms. Okay, they have different powers. That's y squared, that's y cubed. They sound different, they are different. You cannot collect them. Right, what do I mean by collect? Well, what I mean by collect, when we collect like terms, what we mean is add or subtract them. That's what I mean by collecting like terms. We add them up or we subtract them, okay, or combination of that. So let's have a look at a quick example. Okay, so nice simple one, x plus 2x. So remember, x on its own means 1x. You don't write the 1. So what's 1x plus 2x? You can think of them as objects when you're adding up and taking away. Doesn't make sense when we're multiplying and dividing, but we're not doing that when we're collecting. We're adding up or taking away. So it's okay just to think of them as objects. And the only thing I can think of beginning with x is a xylophone. Okay, so 1 xylophone plus 2 xylophones is obviously 3 xylophones. And it's as simple as that. So we've collected those two terms together to create this term. Let's look at a subtraction. What about 7y take away 5y? So we could think of those as yogurts. 7 yogurts take away 5 yogurts is 2 yogurts. Okay. It gets a bit difficult when you're thinking of as objects when you have both negatives. If we had minus 8a minus 2a, yeah, minus 8 apples, that doesn't quite make sense. Minus 2 apples. But because the terms are the same, we have the same letter. Remember, it doesn't matter about the numbers in front of the letter, as long as we've got the same letters or combination of letters, then we can collect them. All we're looking at is minus 8 minus 2. Remember, on your number line, if there was naught, if you're on minus 8 and you take away 2, you're going to go down to minus 10. So this is minus 10, and then don't forget to pop the a on the end. Alright, so minus 8 minus 2, minus 8a minus 2a, you just do minus 8 minus 2 and put the a back on. Similarly, we may have minus 9x squared plus 12x squared is minus 9 plus 12 is the same as 12 minus 9, remember, so that's 3x squared. So we can collect those terms together because we have the same terms, we have x squared and x squared. And let's have a look, one more simple example. If we have 7ab minus 3ba, we can do that because ab and ba, like I said before, is the same. Orders doesn't matter. A times b is the same as b times a. So we're just doing 7 take away 3 is 4, and then we'll write ab because it's just nicer to write them in alphabetical order. So we can do that there like terms. What about 7x take away 3y? This is a non-example. Can we collect those two terms together? No, because they are different letters, they're different types. So that is simply 7x minus 3y. We can't do anything with it, so it stays as it is. Can't collect them together. And another example, if we had 5y cubed minus 2y squared, that would be 5y cubed minus 2y squared. Can't do anything with that because y cubed is different to y squared. So that's the basics of collecting like terms, and I've only looked at adding up 2 terms at a time for this video to keep it at this length. The follow-up video will be looking at when we add up more than 2 terms and what happens when we have more than one type of letter or one type of term throughout our collecting. Okay. One last thing, the key word that we use when you're asked to collect like terms, sometimes you will be asked to collect like terms, but other times you are asked to, just put the pen back up very quickly, you are asked to simplify. So when we see that word simplify and you have a bunch of terms that you need to add up or take away, or try and add them up or take them away, that means collecting the like terms together. Okay, thank you very much.